Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Chris. In today's video, we're going to tackle something that you guys have been asking for a while, and that is sourdough bread.
Cooking with the vegan zombie.
Okay, so first off, this video is going to be broken up into two videos. This video is going to be how to make your starter. You need a starter if you're going to make sourdough bread, and I have one right here, and I have had this one going for about 9 or 10 months. So what is a starter? It is flour and water, and it forms its own little bacteria and it becomes a culture. And then you feed it and discard it every single day, unless you put it in the refrigerator, then you feed it every week. So my starter right here, I fed a little bit earlier today, so it's kind of bubbly. And I got about, I don't know, a little bit more than half a cup in here. So I'm going to show you how to make that. We're going to start out with a mason jar or some kind of small container. And we are going to get a tablespoon of flour. I have all-purpose flour, unbleached. And I am going to put 1 tablespoon in there. I'm also going to put equal parts water. Now I know, bottled water. What am I doing with bottled water? Well, you need spring water. Fresh spring water, bottled water is good. It can't contain any fluoride or chlorine. 1 tablespoon of water. And then we're going to stir that. You don't want to use anything metallic to stir it with. So I use a wooden spoon. I use the end of a wooden spoon. Just stir that up really good. That's what it would look like. And then over this you want to put like a coffee filter or cheesecloth, which I'm out of, but I do have a paper towel. So I'm going to put a paper towel over it, and then you have a rubber band. I have a hair tie, and put that over it. And then you're just going to kind of put it somewhere warm. Now this was my mistake. So this takes about 3 to 7 days to activate. And I didn't think mine worked. Mine took about 2 weeks to activate, and I thought I was doing something wrong. But finally one day I saw those bubbles going and I knew my culture was active. And here it is, almost a year later. When I started mine, it was really cold. I live in Syracuse, New York. I don't like to blast the heat in my house, so it was in the mid-60s in my house. You ideally want to keep this in a place that's above 68 degrees Fahrenheit. You can easily put it on top of your refrigerator or something if it's cold out and it's cold in your house. Otherwise, it's summertime, just put it over on a counter somewhere. I usually do it every day around the same time, but you can get away with waiting a little bit longer too. So 12 to 24 hours later, open it up, take my flour, take my tablespoon. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons in there. And of course, 2 tablespoons of water. There we go. I'm already making a mess here. Stir that up nice and good. Right after I'm done stirring it, I wash this off, otherwise it'll cake on, it'll be hard to get off. And then you do the same thing. You put your top on it, set it aside for another 12 to 24 hours. The next day goes by, open it up again. Now we're gonna put 1/4 of a cup in. 1/4 cup is the same as 4 of these, so I'm going to use 4 tablespoons. This is day 3. And 4 tablespoons of water. Now I know this may seem complicated at first, but it's not. I procrastinated on making one of these for the longest time. I just thought it was too much work. But when I finally did it, I was glad because it's really, really easy. Alright, again. Cover it up, set it aside. 12 to 24 hours after that, we need 1/2 of a cup of flour and 1/2 of a cup of water. I have 1/2 a cup right here. You can easily get a bigger jar. Sometimes people like to use these. I use this for a while. Try not to make a mess there. And half a cup of water. There we go. Stir it really good. Really good. Stir that up. Put the top back on it, set it aside. Another day will go by. Now you want to discard a little bit. So you will end up dumping a little bit out until you have around a half a cup in there. Half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. Dump the rest out. And then at that point, you can put a 1/4 of a cup in every day, between 2 tablespoons and a 1/4 of a cup. It's up to you. You just got to make equal parts water and flour. I kind of eyeball it these days. I did everything exact measurements for the first I don't know how many months, but lately I'm just taking one of these and dipping it in the flour, throwing it in there, and then pouring an eyeball in the water and mixing that in there. So right now we have it about a little more than half a cup in there. So the next day you're going to discard it and then put 2 or 3 tablespoons in there, 2 to 3 tablespoons of water as well. If you leave it for too long, it will get a filmy vinegar-like liquid at the top. That's okay, just don't let it sit for too long. Don't not feed it for a few days. You know, you might ruin it if you do that. So, but I've gone a little bit longer than 24 hours when I fed mine, and it's got that filmy vinegar on the top. You just dump it out, discard a little bit of it, and then put the new flour and the new water in there. After about 5 days to a week, you're gonna see it start bubbling about 2 or 3 hours after you put it in there. That means it's activated and it is working. You've got your starter and you can start to use it to make sourdough bread. And that will be in the next video. Sourdough bread. How do we make sourdough bread with the starter that we made? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to discard a little bit of this, and then I'm going to keep it like that. Now, the good thing, if you know somebody that already has a starter ready, you can cheat. So I can cheat right now by taking some of my real starter that's already activated, and I'm just going to pour just a little bit, that's all you really need, into this one. Now I'm going to stir this up, and that is activated. So I could potentially use this in about 4 or 5 hours to make sourdough bread. So I got a new starter right there. So I just redid this to show you guys how to make a starter. Now there are starters that are very old. Some of them are over 100 years old and have been in people's families for generations. If you are going away, you can put it in the freezer. I've never done that. I have put it in the refrigerator, and then you have up to a week to feed it. So if I'm going away for some time, maybe a week or 2, I'll put it in the refrigerator. If I'm going away for more than a week, I'll have somebody take it out and feed it, put it back in there. And then when I come back home, I feed it every single day. It's not hard, and it's well worth it. You can make so much out of this. You can make bread very easily. It's only a few ingredients. So I will do that in the next video. I'll show you guys how to actually make the sourdough bread. We'll make it together. I'll give you all of my tips and tricks that I've learned in the past year from trial and error to make the best sourdough bread that I know how to make, at least. And it's pretty darn good. So hopefully you guys will try that out and like it, and let me know in the comments below. But anyway, if you want to start doing this and follow along, start your starter now. Start your starter now, and by the time your starter's ready to go, hopefully my sourdough bread video will be ready, and you guys can follow along and make your very own bread for the first time, if you haven't already. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys give me that thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, survive, watch out for zombies. I'll see you guys next time.